comic friends, I'm Travis. It's time for the edition of What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me in my week of comics. Except it's really not a week. It's been God knows how long since I've done one of these. Right off the bat, I guess we'll talk about that. I haven't been doing quite so many What the Fugues because I don't really have anything special going on in my world of comics for me to really talk about a whole lot. It used to be that this was filled up with a lot of me talking about kind of the comic news that was out there and that sort of thing. And I've kind of dialed away from that because, you know what? I'm not going to most of those news sites because it's becoming less and less about news, more about hearsay and rumor, more about gossip, more about a bunch of stuff that I don't care to repeat. It's been that way for a long time. That's why you just really haven't seen it. I mean, heck, it's probably been almost a year of not really doing What the Fugues other than things that have nothing to do with that whole kind of newsy aspect of stuff and whatnot. And to be quite honest, life is busy and I have other things that are sucking up some of my comic book time, and so something has to give. And this is one of the things that has given some. But we'll probably get back to some of that. Maybe we'll see. Because there's stuff I do want to talk about as your comic books, and I have no place else to put them at. So I'll probably put them into the What the Fugue, because What the Fugue really is kind of a slush pile of whatever's on my mind as far as comics go. So yeah, so there's that. The real reason I'm doing this What the Fugue, though, is to talk about this coming week's comic book roundtable. This is an invitation to all of you to come and be on the comic book roundtable this week. We're not really talking the week's comics. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about them some, probably, but this is an invitation to all of you who go, man, I can't be on the show because I don't get my comic books in time, or whatever. Come on the show, because it's gonna be more kind of a end of the year, roundup, Galia, just have a good time, talking comics. We'll talk, what the duds were of last year, what the good things were of last year, expectations for next year. I'll make my bold predictions about digital comics, and we'll just talk about whatever. It's just going to kind of be a free-for-all. Either it's going to be really short, or it's going to be medium length, or it's going to be long, depending on what we'll talk about. We'll spend a lot more energy, looking at the comments in the comment section too, to really make it even more so us all together, having a conversation and just talking comics in general. Maybe I'll write some questions down. Maybe I'll probe the people that are on the show with me, not in any kind of foul way, but hey, what are you looking forward to next year? What are we going to be collecting? Are you going to focus on something? Are you changing your collecting habits? Did this year prove something or not prove something to you? There's plenty to talk about, and so we'll do a lot of that, and we'll just do some laughing, and we'll do some whatever. Maybe we'll do some singing. Maybe we'll do some interpretive dancing. Maybe we'll juggle cats. I don't know. We'll see what comes up. So yeah. So like I said, if you're interested, send me a message, through YouTube. If you happen to be on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter, send me a message that way. Whatever. Come be on the show. Even if you can only be on for a little bit, that's cool. Like I said, we're just going to talk in generalities. We might get into specifics, but like I said, we're not talking particularly, this week's books and what we read, even though I'm sure those will come up to some degree along the way. But let's see. Watching my cat to see if he was going to knock over one of my lights, because they're at that stage of kiddiness to cause me problems. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. Some of you may have noticed with my new comic book day video, I have an intro. That's pretty much probably going to be my intro for that now. Me playing the drums. I may add some graphics to the actual intro, so you'll hear less of me yelling at you at the beginning of it, telling you that it's new comic book day. When clearly that's the video, so that's what it is. Anyway, and I may, at some point this year, hopefully, we'll mix it up and change the intros to the rest of my videos that I might do, because I've been kind of having fun with doing my own drum things. Drumming is one of those things that is taking up my time, and I'm actually really happy with that. I need other things in my life to change things up, and that's one of the things that I'm doing, and so, some time is being put to that. But that's okay. So anyway, I'm rambling. I don't really have a lot to say. Really, this is mostly about the invite. Come be on the show, hang out in the comments or whatever. We're going to have a good time, because the other thing that's going to happen is the next 2 weeks after that, there will be no comic book roundtable, because, of course, the week after that, I believe, is Christmas Eve. For those of us who celebrate Christmas and whatnot, so I figure most people are going to be busy. I know I will be busy. That's actually when I'm going to go see the new Star Wars movie, I believe. And then, of course, the next week after that is the New Year's weekend, and I'm assuming most people are busy during that. You might see me show up at some point during that night. As a matter of fact, last year, I said I wasn't going to do the show, and then I did the show on New Year's Eve, and that video, I believe, short term anyway, had more hits than any other video I've ever done. It went well over a couple thousand, I believe. So craziness. Anyway, so come be on the show, have some fun with us, and celebrate comics. Celebrate everything about comics, as that's really at the end of the day what most of us are here and do our the videos that we do, is to celebrate comics in some sense or another. So come celebrate with us. So see you on the weekend.